the exciting masterclass with Polish and Excel. Today we'll be looking at business etiquette and why it's important. One of the reasons why this is essential for you, the professional, is because you are in an environment where there are a lot of strangers, not family members, not friends. So you have to be guided. So there are acceptable mannerism for dealing with everyone. So in this course, we'll be looking at email etiquette, phone etiquette, and social etiquette. These will guide you on how you interact with people. And why is this important? Because you are out there to succeed. You want to be successful. And also there is a study that Harvard, Stanford, and Dale Carnegie conducted years ago to figure out what is responsible for success in the business world. Guess what their findings were? They discovered that 15% of your success is dependent on your technical skill, while the remaining 85% is dependent on your social skills. And these social skills are how you present yourself in the environment. So you need to know how to present yourself to your customers, your clients, and all. You need to know how to present yourself, and this training will give you the guidelines to exude the right mannerism all the time, from your emails to your phone conversations and the social environment. That's your network. So can we go right into it? So we're looking at business etiquette. And so what's your expectation? So this course is divided into 3 sections, like I have mentioned. The first one is the email etiquette, and the second is phone etiquette, and then social and Polish etiquette. I can imagine someone saying that, "Are we going to be sitting for a long time?" Don't worry, there will be breaks. You are going to have some breaks in between, okay? All right, so let's look at what it takes. Firstly, let's look at the email etiquette, the introduction. In today's fast-paced culture, communicating via email is one of the quickest ways to communicate with your clients. In fact, it's the most official way to communicate with your clients. So it's very important that you pay attention to these guidelines that would help you make sure you send your messages professionally. Why is it so? Emails are a professional ways of sending messages to your clients or customers, unlike the chats, where you can send anything or construct your message without guidelines. After all, these are your family members or friends, so it's okay. But when it comes to the business environment, how you say it and how you construct it matters a great deal, because sometimes your words can be coming with a particular tone that is actually misunderstood. So we're going to look at guidelines that will help us to avoid such conflicts. All right. So it will help you make positive impression all the time and help you to communicate effectively. So there is no email. One thing you must know, guideline number 1, there's no email without a subject line. So if you are used to sending emails without a subject line, you have to stop it. The reason is because the recipient these days don't want to open an email without a subject line, because they count it as phishing or all this hackers mail. You understand? So you don't want to open something that does not speak to you. You don't want to open something that does not command your attention. So because you're suspicious, you don't want to open it. So if you want your emails to be attended to, you must use a subject line. That's what makes it a professional email. You don't want them to flag it as a spam. The second one is to use proper salutations. Who are you writing to? The questions for you to answer before you use the proper salutations. Are you writing to your boss? you're writing to the people on the horizontal level with you, or you're writing to a subordinate, everyone deserves respect, and you have to be meticulous on how you use your salutations. You have to make sure that the right salutations are always in your writings. If you want to say good afternoon, fine. If you want to say dear, fine. You don't want to use hey. Hey is too informal, and you want to use something that is more professional, right? Good. The third point here is check before you hit the send button. This is very important because you don't want to say something in an email that you don't mean. For example, I have seen mails like, we are going to get this done. And somebody actually wanted to say, we're not going to do this, right? Just an introduction of not sent a different message. Or just an omission of not sent a different message. So you just want to read before you send. And more so, checking for grammatical error. Sometimes you meant to address dear ma, for example, and you're going to use dear sir. So these are all the things that you have to check before you press send. These are all the things you have to send for grammatical correctness, for organization of your message, and for punctuation. Very important. And the fourth guideline here is always use your official email. If you don't know your company policy, you cannot err wrongly if you stick to your official email all the time. Whether you know it or not, your official email should be used. You don't have to be told this. You are in a work environment, you've been employed to work for this company, and you are sending message on their behalf. The right thing to always do is to use your official email, except in rare cases, and you have to seek the permission of your management or maybe the human resource person before you can use the unofficial email. Only then, for any reason, should you use your unofficial email. And also, one of the things that people should avoid is using nicknames in the unofficial email. So the first thing I've just said is just right for you. Stick to what works for your organization. Another thing that I've seen in my lifetime as a professional is people sending email in capital letter. One happened 3 days ago. But of course, you should expect it from a core member who has not been trained on business etiquette. So it's expected. And this is the reason why we are doing what you're doing. Some of you here may be a core member, maybe an entry-level professional, or maybe an executive, and you've not been trained in this etiquette or email etiquette. It's okay if you've ever done it before. It's okay because people need to be guided so they don't do it. So someone sent me an email in all capital. Then I told him, you are yelling. You are yelling. He was surprised. He knew he didn't say even a word to me. I said, yes, your email just yelled at me. All capital letter is actually saying that. You're telling the person you're angry. So be careful not to use all capital. The next one is cutout styling and formatting. You don't want to use fonts that makes it difficult for people to understand what you're saying. So cut it out and use formats, fonts formats, or formatting that allows people to read or be able to read in one go what you're saying. So avoid fancy fonts, avoid too colored fonts. I have seen a lot. Even master degree holders sending emails in this sky blue color. For what? Hey, black on white is fine all the time. So please stick to what works and also use the right font type when sending an email. You don't want to send something that is Arabic to the people who just understand only English. Okay, so the next point is be timely in your response. Some of you, including I one time, we are always slow in responding to people's email, especially emails that are highly prioritized. Pay attention to your emails and always ensure that you respond in a timely fashion. This is very important. So ensure that all your emails receive responses within 24 hours. Another one here is always ensure that when you're done writing your email, it actually sounds professional. Yes, use a professional tone. Don't sound too informal in your emails, because if anyone reads any email you're sending to your boss, for instance, they may think, oh, you're trying to seduce him. But you see, you must make sure that you don't do that. Ensure that you are always professional in your email. It's very important for your sake and for the recipient's sake. Always. Never you joke, never you make fun of what is supposed to be serious. You don't even use emojis like some people do, please. It's an email, for crying out loud. It's an official email, for crying out loud. So please use the right format and right tone. The next one is signature. Yes, for some of you that don't know that you can actually create a signature for yourself. You can meet your human resource people or your IT people to create one for you. It's very important to use a signature. It tells who is sending. Some people always send emails using just their name. It's not enough. What if someone wants to respond to you or call you or want to get that information where this email is coming from? Maybe your company or probably your social platforms. So you want to use a signature that represents your organization and that represents contact of your organization. It's very important. You don't want to use something that is not official. Always keep your email short and punchy, because all these executives, they don't have time to read long letters. So if it can be short, why make it long? Don't repeat yourself. So keep it short and punchy. Go straight to the point. Too much information is difficult for most people these days to read. Attention span is reducing thanks to internet. So please make sure to keep your email short and punchy. The next one is never write in anger. Oh my God. Never find yourself in this position. I have seen a boss, writing in anger to his subordinate, and subordinate replying in anger to the boss. And there was this exchange that didn't stop. It's not good. These things will never go away. Anything you send via email are documented. And so there's an opportunity for a third party to read it and judge you. So you don't want to write in anger and implicate yourself. If you are frustrated, you can always meet this person and clear things out. Don't send or document anger. It's not a good place for you. It's unprofessional and damaging to the relationship. You don't want to do that. So calm down. Calm down. If you think you're still angry, take 10 deep breaths and meet the person instead of writing an email. Another thing that you can do is zero in on your message. Make sure your message is focused and clear. You don't want to be scattered in too many directions. People might not really pick the essence or the theme of your message. So avoid including details that are not necessary. Only details that are necessary should make your email. Limit the use of abbreviations. It's not everyone that went to the same school had the same exposure that you have. So please, if you're writing an email to your subordinate, for example, don't assume that they know the abbreviation, or don't even assume that anyone at your level or your boss understands the abbreviation. So limit its use and be clear in your communication. It will help you and help them also. So if you can make it clear, why don't you do that? Address the recipient correctly. This is very important. If it's your boss, use dear sir. If it's the subordinate, use dear Mr. This. You don't want to say, hey, let's do this. It is too loose and too informal. Address them correctly. Use the appropriate title. If they are an engineer, for example, engineers, they like their title. Please put engineer. Dear engineer, just use it. Don't remove the engineer, because everybody worked for their title. This attention to detail makes the recipient feel respected. Okay, if the person is a barrister, why use Mr.? Please use a barrister for them. It's very important for your relationship. Also, see this example. We're going to look at this example. It's very important. And tell me what is wrong with this. Tell me what is wrong with this email. Subject, important. Next, hey, I need the report ASAP. You should have sent it yesterday. Why didn't you? Don't make me ask again. Thanks, John. So tell me what is wrong with this email. The subject line is not even clear. It's not clear because you're asking for something and you should have put it on the subject line. So when the person sees it, the person knows exactly what you're about to ask for. The second is, hey, why hey? Hey is too informal. We just corrected it. And the next is the use of ASAP. That is not a good way to write, especially for you, the professional. You want to make it more detailed. What kind of report, or specific, what kind of reports are you asking of the person? And when do you want it? ASAP can be 2 weeks' time, according to the person. So also you said you should have sent it yesterday. It sounds like you're angry already. So why didn't you? It's a question out of anger. Don't make me ask again. It's also showing that you're angry. So you can do this. Okay, what a better way to ask? So let us look at the what I think about the email. So what's wrong with the email is disrespectful. You just said, hey, it lacks clarity, which is what we just said. And the tone is aggressive and demanding. Good, which could damage the relationship. Now, what's a better way to do it? Can we look at the corrected version? Subject matter is clear. Request for sales report. Specific. Hello or dear. You put the recipient's name. I hope this email finds you well. It's greeting. You checking on other person. I wanted to follow up on the sales report that was discussed during our meeting last week. You made a person feel good. If possible, could you please send me the report by Friday? You're being specific, March 10th. You're being specific. I understand that you may be busy. You are being considerate. So if you need more time, please let me know. Respect for the person's time. So you see, thank you for your help. The person who reads this can never feel disrespected. In fact, the person will be committed to ensuring that you get a document. That's the difference. So let us always write in clear, respectful, and provide context for your message. A friendly tone that acknowledges the person's time constraint is very useful to keeping your relationship. This is another example. Someone wrote this email saying, meeting tomorrow. Hey guys, we need to have a meeting tomorrow. I'll let you know the time and place. A meeting that is tomorrow. Thanks, Shion. This email is disrespectful, firstly. And the email is not clear. It lacks clarity as well. And the tone is casual, which makes it unserious. And the people will not take you serious if you are the leader. I'm telling you. So what's a better way? Meeting tomorrow, agenda and details attached. Dear team, I hope this email finds you well. You're checking on your team. I would like to schedule a meeting tomorrow to discuss the upcoming project. Straight to the point. The meeting will be held in the conference room on the 3rd floor at 10 a.m. Being specific, everybody have a picture of what's going to happen tomorrow at 10 a.m. and where they're going to meet. And clear agenda for crying out loud. You don't want to just send an email without preparing the minds of the people who are going to meet with. We'll review the project goals and objectives. We'll discuss timeline and deliverables, or assign tasks and responsibilities. Clear. Please let me know if you have any additional agenda items that you would want us to consider. Very important for everyone. You see, anyone who reads this email, your members, your team members who read this email will see you as a very serious team leader to work with. And they will take your emails seriously, unlike the other one that is so loose and casual. All right. So I appreciate your time and dedication to this project. Please let me know if you have any question or concern. So it's very important to know how to write an email. You have to craft that. So that's the end of email etiquette. It's very important that you keep this handy, and make sure that you come over and over to this to refresh your knowledge. It's very important. See you in the next class or in the next module. Bye-bye. All right, that's the end of the email etiquette. See you in the next module.